for a limited time, $1 gets you full access to all the automotive industry news and content CBTnews.com has to offer. CBT News. Subscribe today.
Hi, it's Steve Greenfield from Automotive Ventures, and we're back for the latest episode of the Future of Automotive on CBT News, where we look back to the last week's automotive and mobility news and put it into context in terms of broader thematic areas that will potentially impact the industry. Welcome to the show, and I'm glad that you could join us. First up, a public service announcement. We only have a few slots left in the Automotive Ventures Dealer Fund, so we'll be conducting our final close at the end of April. If you're a dealer who wants to invest in early-stage automotive technology companies that benefit your operations, please let me know. I'd love to discuss your potential participation in the fund. So with that, let's get to the news. First up this week, we heard that Jaguar has started the process of reducing the number of Jaguar dealership locations by offering their dealers extra allocations of hot-selling Land Rover units if they give up their Jaguar franchise. It's unclear how many dealers have already accepted the offer, but we understand that it could be as many as 40 locations so far. To put that into context, Jaguar Land Rover began 2023 with 395 US dealerships, the vast majority of which carry both brands in a dual format showroom with Jaguar on one side and Land Rover on the other. Word on the street is that by 2025, the Jaguar brand plans to dramatically move up into the ultra-luxury area of the market and accept the trade-off of lower sales volumes. We have heard out of the UK that Jaguar will offer 3 ultra-luxury all-electric SUVs with prices starting around $122,000. With this strategy, I'm not surprised that a lot of dealers aren't buying in and are choosing to surrender their locations. In the UK, Jaguar plans to reduce the number of dealerships to around 20 from about 80 locations today. If that same 75% haircut were applied to the US market, we may see 300 of their 395 stores close here, but we'll report back if and as we gather additional information. In news from a different OEM this week, Ford reported that its EV business unit, called Model E, is expected to lose $3 billion this year. That contrasts with forecasts of $7 billion in profit for their legacy combustion engine unit and $6 billion in profit for the commercial Ford Pro business. This latest projection would bring the total amount lost on EVs for Ford to $6 billion from 2021 through 2023. But the company remains bullish longer term. Ford reiterated their goal of earning an 8% profit margin on EVs and 10% for the company overall by the end of 2026. Ford CEO Jim Farley frequently mentions that they aim to close the gap on EV leader Tesla in terms of profitability, often citing a cost advantage of more than $10,000 per electric vehicle sold. But it's worth remembering that Tesla lost money for more than a decade before it began posting consistent profits, and there is still some uncertainty about how much of Tesla's profits come from selling carbon credits to legacy automakers to help them hit their targets. Last year, Tesla's operating margin was 16.8%, but just back in 2021, Tesla's carbon credit revenue was worth $1.46 billion, which accounted for about 3% of its total revenue. Finally this week, Hyundai announced that they are exploring the establishment of their own EV charging network. The network would be similar to the one Mercedes-Benz is going to establish in that it would be a partnership with other companies. In the case of Mercedes, they are partnered on the US portion of their network with ChargePoint on equipment and with Emanate Energy on renewable energy. The most famous example of an automaker having its own charging network is Tesla, whose superchargers are seen as the gold standard for an efficient DC fast charging experience in the US and around the world. Tesla owns and operates roughly 40,000 supercharger stations globally. Not only are Tesla chargers recognized for the strength of their geographical coverage, but users say they are quicker, more reliable, and less of a hassle to operate than stations from other charging networks. Recently, we've heard many reports of confusing, inoperable, and slower than expected fast chargers. J.D. Power recently noted that 21% of public EV chargers are inoperable. So with that, let's transition to our companies to watch. Every week we highlight interesting companies in the automotive technology space to keep an eye on. If you read my monthly industry intel report, which you can subscribe to for free, I showcase a few companies each month, and we take the opportunity here on this segment to share some of those companies each week with you. Today we have two companies to watch, OpenBay and Treehouse. Our first company to watch this week is OpenBay. OpenBay allows consumers to compare service professionals near them and receive multiple price estimates up front. They can then easily schedule their service and realize a savings of up to 25% on their service work. If you offer automotive service to your customers, OpenBay can help by providing online automotive service solutions to help grow your business. The reason that I love OpenBay is that they drive quality customers in need of service to your business. OpenBay can help drive new customer acquisition and increase your customer satisfaction. You can check out OpenBay at www.openbay.com. Our second company to watch this week is Treehouse. Treehouse aims to make home charging as delightful to consumers as driving their new EV by providing home charging solutions for all EV brands and for all homes. Consumers can get an instant estimate from Treehouse for home charging installation and bundle their installation with a charger. They provide recommendations that are best for customers' homes, vehicles, and for their budget. Treehouse has invested hundreds of hours researching EV chargers and curating the best products on the market. Treehouse's licensed and vetted installers are committed to industry-leading quality and safety practices. And they handle permits and stand by their work with hassle-free warranties. In addition, Treehouse has compiled every federal, state, and local incentive for home EV charging. They help the consumer claim available rebates and select the best utility rate plans for their needs. The reason that I love Treehouse is that they are working closely with many of the automakers and with dealers to help remove friction from the EV charging buying, installation, and ownership experience. You can check out Treehouse at www.treehouse.pro. So that's it for this week's Future of Automotive segment. If you're an auto tech entrepreneur working on a solution that helps car dealerships, we want to hear from you. We are actively investing out of our new dealer fund. As I said at the beginning of the segment, if you're a dealer who wants to invest in early-stage auto tech companies that benefit your business, let me know. We're still accepting new investors into the dealer fund, but we'll be conducting the final close of the fund at the end of April. If you're interested in joining our investment club to make direct investments into auto tech and mobility startups with small checks, please join the club. There's no obligation to start seeing our deal flow, and we will continue to have attractive investment deals available to our members throughout the year. And don't forget to check out my book, The Future of Automotive Retail, which is available on Amazon.com. Thank you for tuning in to CBT News for this week's Future of Automotive segment, and we'll see you next week.
Delivering the news dealers count on for 10 years. Subscribe today and join thousands of other automotive professionals. CBT News, 10 years strong.